All right, the press conference is over here in Charlotte, and Coach Ben Freeman from Pelion High School has announced this year's Sandlapper Shrine Bowl team. And Coach, let's go over briefly the players from the Midlands, and we'll start with your own Freddie Phillips.
Right. Freddie obviously has had a great career, and this ought to be the culmination of that career. I think he'll do really well in this game.
Couple players, only 6 schools, got 2 players in. The only one from the Midlands, Dutch Ford and Matt Colburn, the running back, Lane Acton, linebacker, safety. If you will, just talk about each of those guys.
Well, the 2 outstanding players, and obviously Dutch Ford probably had 5 or 6 that could have made the squad. I mean, it's hard to choose between their guys, but Matt Colburn is a tremendous running back, and Lane Acton is one of my favorite defensive players in the state. I mean, I love the way he plays football, so we're excited about those 2.
Speaking of the defensive side, you got a guy that likes to hit, Hassan Belton out of Blythewood. Talk a little bit about him, please, sir.
Hassan is a tremendously talented player, seems to always be around the ball, and he loves to play football. You can tell by watching him play. He's got a really high-speed motor, and we're excited about him.
Jordan Williams at Spring Valley, similar.
Jordan kind of jumps off of the tape with you when you watch him, and he's another really explosive player that just tremendous potential in that kid.
A couple of linemen from the area. Ridgeview's Dennis Daly, a big kid that can play.
Yeah, and Dennis kind of came on our radar late, and I remember putting the film on him, and we were really searching for some linemen. And I looked at this kid, and I thought, man, that kid looks like he'd be playing on Saturdays right now. I mean, he is a really impressive kid. He comes highly recommended by his coaches as a really character kid that works hard and is very coachable. So we're excited about him.
Another really hard worker that does a great job is over at Chapin High School, and Stephen Harold Lambus, my bad.
Stephen is another guy that's high quality kid that can play both sides of the ball. I mean, he could have easily been taken as a defensive lineman for us, but we like him as an offensive guard, and he'll do a great job for us.
And then finally, another real hard worker that does a great job at tackle for Lexington High School, Liam Ronald.
Yeah, Liam, if you watch his tape or watch him in person, you know how hard he plays. And he's a super kid and just loves to play the game. And he's aggressive. He's very mobile. I feel like we can do a lot of things with him.
Coach, finally, obviously, we talked a little bit earlier. There's tons of guys that could do well in this environment, but you had to be limited to 44. How tough was it to get those final few guys? Because obviously the last 2, 3, or 4 that didn't get in could have certainly obviously contributed and been good players, but you have to limit it to 44.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that there's some guys that are very definitely qualified to be on this squad, and it's hard when you have to leave someone off. And thankfully we've got the North-South game that they're going to be, those squads are going to be able to pick up some really good players that we didn't take. So that's the good thing. The bad thing is they couldn't all make the Shrine Bowl team. So we feel like we picked the best group we can put together, and we'll just have to hope for the best.
And bottom line, not too shabby a team. This is a good-looking team, isn't it?
Well, I think it is. Our coaches put a lot of work into it and did a lot of research. We watched hours and hours and hours of tape, and I think we've done everything we could to put together a good team.
And for you, I mean, a true coaching veteran, a legendary guy, but this is, no matter how much success you've had, this is really a heck of an honor, isn't it?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, any coach would like to do this as part of their career. It's a great honor, and I'm excited about doing it.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for joining us here at Midlands High School Sports.com, and we'll see you later at practice so we can interview Freddie Phillips.
Sounds good. Thank you.